So the next concept I want to talk about is a concept called who gets what. So what happens in, I don't know, probably more than 95% of the documents that I see is that all asset classes are treated the same, both in the preparation of the wills and trusts and revocable trusts, as well as what happens even after disclaimers. So let's say you have two kids. I leave the money first to my spouse and then to my two kids equal. Well, what does the IRA beneficiary say? I leave the money to my spouse, to my kids equally. What does the Roth IRA conversion beneficiary say? I leave the money to my spouse and then to my kids equally. Well, that's a good starting point, but what if we can save a lot of money in taxes by controlling who gets what? So let's assume for discussion's sake that maybe you're married, or in this case, it doesn't matter. But let's just say that your kids are in much different circumstances financially. What I'd like you to do is think of your whole estate as a big pie, okay? And let's assume, to keep it simple, that you have kids in significantly different circumstances. And let's assume that you want to have money go to the child, to your spouse, to your kids in different circumstances, your grandkids, and your charity. Well, who's going to benefit from your estate? Well, spouse, kids, grandkids, charity, and Uncle Sam, especially if you have a big IRA. So let's say you have this big estate or big IRA. You have these different beneficiaries. What if we can give Uncle Sam a smaller slice? Uncle Sam, I'm not going to say zero. I hate those ads. Oh, pay zero taxes. A lot of that's crap, but Roth IRAs is the best way to pay zero income taxes. But anyway, let's assume for discussion's sake, we want to have a smaller slice for Uncle Sam. Well, if we are successful in doing that, then everybody else can have a bigger slice. Well, that's pretty cool, right? How can we do that? Let's talk about a couple easy strategies. Let's say, for discussion's sake, that you want to leave $100,000 to charity. In virtually every document that I've read, every will, revocable trust, beneficiary designation, retirement plans, it will say something like, I leave $100,000 to charity, typically after my spouse dies. It's easier to be generous after both spouses are gone. And then what does the will or the revocable trust says? After my spouse is gone, to my kids equal. Well, is that the best? What if your kids aren't financially equally? That's another strategy that we are going to cover. First of all, who gets what for charity? Charity doesn't care about tax. You leave $100,000 to charity, they don't care if it's after-tax dollars, they don't care if it's IRA, they don't care if it's a Roth IRA, they're a tax-free entity, they're not going to pay income tax. But your heirs are tax-paying entities. So instead of leaving the money to a charity in your will or in your revocable trust, which practically everybody does, what if you switch who gets what? I leave $100,000 to XYZ charity after my wife and I die from our IRA. Charity doesn't care, they get $100,000. But the $100,000 that the kids suffer as a lot, because you gave money to charity, they didn't lose $100,000 because ultimately they were going to have to pay tax on it. And let's forget about the 10 years, et cetera. Let's just assume a flat tax of 24%. They in effect only lost $760,000, which means you saved the family $24,000 by just switching who gets what. hardly see anybody doing that. And that's only on a $100,000 bequest. A lot of opportunity for tax savings that hardly anybody's doing that is really kind of a simple and, to me, obvious thing. And I'll be honest with you, the first, couple hundred, maybe even more wills and trusts that I did the same stupid thing. Now, the way I like to plan is we're going to take care of charity with IRAs. And by the way, that's one of the reasons why we don't often convert everything to a Roth. Part of that is tax, a lot of that is tax brackets, but a lot of it is we want to preserve whatever money we want to leave to charity in a traditional IRA or retirement.